I am Sonny Samuel Akoja, the coordinator in charge of venue decoration. You are welcome to second semester 2019-2020 academic session. Here we are going to demonstrate venue decoration. I'm introducing to you Mr. on my left, Mr. Moses Adeni, Mr. Pakios Oluwase. They are going to be taking you through the training of the venue decoration. Please, I want you to cooperate with them.
Thank you. You're welcome to the class. This is Venue Decoration Center, and here with me, we are decorating this podium, and we are decorating this table for a conference setup. Like you see, we have some materials with us here. We have the flowers of different colors. We have the purple, lilac, white. Yes, I would like to introduce you to some tools, major tools needed for your decoration to make your work very much easier and faster. Like we have here, we have ribbon. This is ribbon called paper ribbon. Like we have the paper ribbon, we also have the cloth ribbon, and we also have the synthetic ribbon. Paper ribbon, cloth ribbon, and synthetic ribbon. At the same time, we have some tools here. We have our thumb tag. Our thumb tag. This is a thumb tag used for the decoration in making your decoration very much nice and perfect. At the same time, we have our hammer for nailing if needed. We also have our cutting of different kind of things you want to cut. We have our sellotapes of different sizes and natures. Like we have the sellotape, we have the paper tape, we have the masking tape. The paper tape is also used for something special. The masking tape is majorly used for taping to the ceiling, to the roof, to the table, to anywhere you want to use your material. And at the same time, we have our flowers, like I said, in different colors. These are flowers, they are artificial flowers. We have two types of flowers. We have artificial flowers and we have the natural flowers. These are artificial, man-made flowers used for indoor decorations. This is cream color and this is white color. We have the purple color and we have the pink color and we have the lilac color. The major thing about flowers is it makes your finishing, your work, stand out perfectly well. Flower decoration is the last thing you do in your event, in your venue decoration. Anything you want to do after the background, after the table setup, after the whole thing, you need the flowers to set up your decoration, the flower vase. Also, we have a flower vase. We have flower vases in different shapes and sizes. These are the smallest size of flower vases used for your flowers in setting up your flower as centerpiece. When you see things like this, it's called centerpiece. When it has nothing on it, it's called flowers. But immediately you put in a flower inside, it's called centerpiece. So don't be surprised when you hear the word centerpiece. This is called a centerpiece. Like this, you are setting up flowers in your flower vases. It's no longer called a flower vase, it's called a centerpiece. As you can see, maker is called ribbon or bow maker. As you can see, it comes in different sizes. This is the biggest, that's the other one. It comes in different sizes and at the same time it comes in numbers in which you will follow in making. It's called ribbon maker. Maybe if you have the time, we can go through it, or if not, we do that next class. And at the same time, we have this called paper lamp. It's called paper lamp. As we have it in paper shape, we have it in closed shape. That is, it's called paper lamp. It has its own stand in it. This is how it works. You put your iron stand in between, straight it down, then you push it up and down to hang it, then your paper lamp is ready to use. Here we are. It's called paper lamp. You can insert bulb into it so that it will give your bulb the color, a lemon color like we have the pink color, and we have the lilac color. Also, we have your office pin. It's called office pin. It's very, very important in your decoration. It makes your work perfect also. Without this, there are some things you'll be needing your office pin for to make your work nice. And like the major thing in venue decoration, any decoration you want to do, is the fabric. We have thousands and countless numbers of fabrics, types of fabrics. We have them in various shapes, various designs, various material, various textures. But the major ones that are needed, that are used mostly, is called voile material. Voile material. We have the net material. We have the sequence material. We have the damask materials, and we have some other ones. Anything you can use. But at the same time, the major acceptable one for now is the voile material. Here is an example of a voile material we have. This is a voile material. As you can see, this is a voile material. It comes in different colors. This is a voile material. And the essence of this is because it has a wide length. It comes in 60 by 120. It is by 120 length, by the length. So that it makes your work go straight at once, not by cutting and adding any other colors or any other material to them. Likewise, we have our net material. This is a net. Majorly is being used for car decoration, but at the same time, you will see what we are going to use it for today. It comes in various colors. Like you can see, we have the lemon colors, we have the purple color, we have the peach color, we have other colors there. So it can be used for bunch, can be used as a bouquet, it can be used for so many other things. The other one there is called sequence material. This one is called a sequence material. This one, very good for your decoration, very nice and perfect for your work. It's called sequence material. As you can see, what makes it sequence is the design, the pattern it comes up with. It has a shining and very nice look for your decoration. We're going to use them for the decoration as time goes by. Thank you. Now, welcome to the class, the practical class for the venue decoration. We have our colors to be used for the decoration. We have the white color of the voile material, I said the other time. We have the purple color of the voile material, I said. Then we have the lilac color of the voile material, I said the other time. Now, we want to cover this entire side of the hall for an event as a backdrop. So we want to go straight into the how it's going to look like, how to decorate, how to pleat, and how to do the major works on this wall. First, number one thing you will need is to have a frame. Whenever you want to do a venue decoration or any frame or backdrop, you need a frame, a wooden frame of different sizes. This is a flat one, this is a tiny one called normal tie-rod, this is a normal plan for, that is, you have to run it round the whole place you want to work with to make your work easier and faster. Now I have my fabric to be used. Like I told you the other time, it comes by in 120. So it can come from up to down to make your work easier. I will be using the white as a background. It's advisable to have a white background all through to make all other works on your decoration to be very much easier and stand out. Don't forget, it's better to have a white background all through, so then you work on the background, on the white background, to make your work stand out and beautiful. So I'll be needing my thumb pins, and I'll be using my fabric as the time goes by. So now I'm using the thumb pin. Here are my thumb pins, and I'm using my fabric. So number one thing you do is to pleat. I want to pleat my background, and the pleating of the background is you pleat this way. You insert your pin into the wood by inserting the fabric alongside. As you can see, you insert your pin, your thumb tag, into the fabric, then into the wood, into the frame, wooden frame. I can see. So there's no way you can use an iron frame. You just need a wooden frame to make your work easier and perfect. Now, there are different types of pleating. We have the open pleating, we have the closed pleating, we have the kissing pleating, we have in and out pleating, and we have we have 5 different types of pleating. But the major one I'll be using now is the closed pleating. So just watch me the way I do them. I first pin the edge of my fabric, then I come to the other side of my fabric and insert another pin. Can you see? And I have 2 pins in between. I can use my finger to make a measurement so that to have a perfect stop. Then I take it backward. Then I get another thumb pin, another thumb tag, insert it directly under the first one. Then I take my fabric forward. I hope you get it. It's very simple. Let me restart it. Like I said, let me repeat it. You pin the first edge of your fabric, then you make a measurement this way. You can make a measurement through your side. Then I return the fabric back to the front stage. Then I pin rightly under the other one. Then I return it forward. I got another something. I pin it on this other end of the wooden frame. I return it backward to the other one. I pin to the front, not to the starting one, but the second one. Then I return it forward again. That is called closed pleating. It's called a closed pleating. The reason why it's called closed pleating is because I've blocked every sighting of the wall. It's not possible for you to sight the wall through this closed pleating. Now, I'm making the next one. Precautions in decoration, in venue decoration. You have to make use of a strong and perfect ladder stop. If you are not using a ladder, use a table that is strong enough to carry you. And as a lady, if you are the type that wants to go into decoration, you put on your trousers and make sure you are firm with it to make your work easier. So now, I go on with my decoration this way. I return it to the back. Then I pleat to the front. Then forward. I hope you can try this on your own. It's very simple and nice. Pleating process. As you can see, we have the pleating gone, closed pleating. You can see how it lays on each other and very perfect. So now, to the end of it, I return it backward. I can leave it this way. You pin to the front, then you pin the last end of the fabric to make it that closed pleating. With just little adjustments, you can see the whole of this place is covered. is done. This is the first set, the first stage of the decoration. We have a closed pleating all through. If you look at it very well, we have the same measurement, the same size of your pleating coming in the same direction and the same way. Now we want to go to the next one background. It will accept any color you are bringing on them. Like color combination is just 2. Normal color combinations is 2. White is out of your color combinations. But if you're having an event and having purple and lilac, like we said, white can be introduced as a background. Meanwhile, the main 2 colors can serve as our decoration main. Now, we want to do a waterfall, or it's called mainly locally called drop and peak, but we call it waterfall in a professional term. So we are going to use, I'll do a waterfall using these 2 colors at the same time. Let's watch as we do the waterfall. So you bring your ladder back to the starting point like we have it. Then you start your fabric. You look for the starting point of your fabric. So you pick your fabric like we have it, 120. Then you go up, starting from the same point. You drop some length of your fabric this way. This is the starting point. You make a drop of some this way. Then you pick the edge. You come to the starting point, insert it into your fabric, then pin it to the wooden frame, just like that. Mind you, this is the starting point. This is the head. I drop it this way down. Then I pick the tip of the head. Mind you, you must not switch the side of the tip you are working with. This is the tip I'm working with. You must be very careful not to drop it. Now, I'm dropping it. That's waterfall. I'm dropping it this way. Can you see? I can decide to make it count with my fingers. 1, 2, and 3. So I make the next picking point this place. My water is dropping gradually. It's called waterfall or drop and peak. Mind you, another precaution you need to watch, whenever you're working with a large fabric as this, you are working in this direction, all your fabric should be on the left side. You are working towards the right, your fabric should be on the left side to make your work easier. So rather falling into the fabric unnecessarily. So now I want to make another measurement. Now I pick the head. This is center. Can you see? This is center. So I pick the edge from the center. This is the first waterfall. I pick it. I balanced it with the other one. So this is my second measurement. Hope you get it. This is my second measurement. This way. This is the middle. I use this as a measurement. The first one. Then I drop the first one. Pick the next one. This is it. So I'm bringing it back to the edge, to the top. I will make same measurement this way, then I drop it, then I bring it to the other side. Don't forget, I counted 3 fingers. 1, 2, and 3. So the next one is coming to this place. You have to pick the edge. Now I'm picking the other one this way, same thing. Drop the next one, bring it up this way. You measure it with this, then you bring it out. Measure your fingers, 1, 2, and 3. So this is my picking point. Pick my head, then I pick.
Olha, achei tudo bem. Já se vai chegar. É? Cuidem vai estar viva.
Yes. 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 The questions are here.
Good afternoon. You were not here the last time?
Yes.
From Moscow. I think we're in and getting go. And the other person go. Come on, but I'll be not let you leave. How many minutes not to do?
As will be 22 minutes.
22. Oh, boy, she, she.
No, move be last yeah, so that time I made it too. How do you say Indian? I should cover it to cool. So that one time I cover boy, time too. Really, anything I cover the large. So by the time she be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So I have to make the last one. It's last one.
Last one, yeah. Second one.
So now I come up with I see what I'm doing.
So
I do.
between, so it's called intersecting. Your purple fabric waterfall, the same way you're starting the lilac fabric waterfall. You make a drop. This is a hedge, this is starting point. This way, you make a hedge, you make it a drop. This way, then I pick from the center. This way, I pick the edge, insert your thumb tag into the middle. Then, you need to be very careful if you get a measurement, get something to do your measurement this way. So measure, or you get a ribbon. You measure this way, then you cut the ribbon into 2. Then it will be serving as your measuring tool to make your work perfect. Now I pin it to the center. Don't forget, this edge is what you are working with, not the other edge. The moment you turn it upside down, your work goes wrong. Now, like I said, when you are working with long fabric, all your fabric will be on the right, on the left side. Meanwhile, you go right to avoid unnecessary disturbance. Now, you can see my lilac, my purple is coming in between, then my lilac is coming over the purple. You can see. Now, this is my center. This is the center. Then P. Make your head this way. Very simple. The same way you pick for the purple to get the measurement, the same way you pick for the lilac to get the measurement. This way, this is the center. I pick it this way. I drop this. Then I come to the other side to get your measurement. So, I'm in between the two other purples, then I pick the edge, don't forget, then you pick. Same way, you pick the other end. Same way, come this way. Then you go forward. So these are the kind of decoration you can try. They are very simple and straightforward. Just make your pleating your background. That's the number one thing. Any decoration you want to do must first have a background. That's a white background. Then after the background, you can do any design of your choice. You can make a sketch. You can first make a sketch to get what you want to do. Just get a pen or a pencil and a pen paper, make a sketch of what you want to do, then you go on with it. Don't make it too complicated. This way. Like I said, don't forget, you can do it on the table. We are still making a table decoration, so I see how it is. And at the same time, when you are perfect with it, you may not need to be taking your measurements with the other ones. Just look at it. It gives it with your eyes, then you go on with your picking. It makes your work faster. That is when you are a pro in it. You can see we have done at least more than enough drops or waterfall. Then this is the last peak. So we are picking it for the last one. Then you pick the edge. Don't forget, the edge you're working with is still the same. Then you pin firmly. The major thing about decoration is just for you to get a wooden frame, like I said. And if eventually when you're working, you don't have a wooden frame, then you will be allowed to nail on the wall. As you can see, there are some nails on the so-called wooden frame also. It's because of the nature of the design you want to embark upon. Your design will tell you whether you are nailing or not, or whether you are using a thumb pin or not, or whether you are using an office pin or not, or whether you're using a nail and hammer proper to make your work perfectly well. Now, back to our waterfall or drop and peak. As you can see, we have a purple waterfall on the background. Meanwhile, we have the lilac waterfall coming on the purple waterfall. This is called intersecting waterfall. Perfectly fine. And the finishing is very, very important. On some other way, some like this edge. All void materials comes with an edge. You can see the edge. The scalloping edge. But at the same time, some like it coming out, especially when it comes to design like this, because it gives it some little perfect touch. Meanwhile, some will say, I don't want it. Just stylishly, that's your finishing. You fold them in this way. You fold them in this way. As you can see, you fold it in this way. This is the same thing. Do these other ones. The finishing of the work is a major thing, not the starting of the decoration. So now we have a background for pictures, for stage, for conferences, and for anything you want to do in your hall. Let's leave the rest. So now we have two colors, purple and lilac, on the floor. On the normal day, we believe the purple is invisible. Now the lilac is the one that is ruling. So meanwhile, any form of purple must be pushed in. Then you allow your lilac to fall like a water this way. Something like this is very long. You push them in, push your purple in, then bring your lilac out this way to make it have a perfect finishing. So when you look at it from afar, you look as if it looks like a water So on the other way around, I can decide to have a lightning effect on my waterfall. How will I fix a waterfall, a lightning effect on my waterfall? Just get a rope light. It's called a rope light. All these Christmas lights, all this, the white one, we have the white one. Just lay them straight on the waterfall as it goes. Can you see the way I'm running it? You make your water, the light goes up and down. You make it go up and down. By the time you put on the light, everything will be blinking and it will make it perfectly well to make your work. That's the finishing. You make your finishing perfectly nice by fixing a light on it. Like I said, we have different kind of light. We have a mood light, intense light. We have many other lights, depending on which one you want to use as the finishing of your decoration. So, thank you. This is the background. Now we are going to the table covering. Now, once we go into the table covering, let's assume these are backstage. This is the background. We want to have a conference. A conference setup. We have three major types of setup. We have conference setup, that is face me and face you setup. That is, we have a stage. Then we have every other audience facing the stage. That's conference setup. We have banquet setup. That one is for events, for weddings, you know. You have a round table. Everybody will sit round the table. That is banquet setting. We have a regular setup. The normal party, those are rectangular table, set it up, round it, is called regular setup. But the major one we are going to now is just a conference setup. Meanwhile, we have chairs behind the table only, not in front. My purple sequence material and a plain white material. I'm using the white material as a background. Like I said, any decoration you want to do must have a background. Then you can do anything on it. So I'm using the sequence material, I'm using my white material, and I'm using my same tone chart. So I'm spreading the white first on the table. Don't mind it if it's to touch the ground or not, but it's serving as just the background. Straight to that side. So make it come forward a little bit. So make it come down a little bit. So this one will be done. We are just using it as a background to make it nice. Now I'm using my top tag on the edge. As you can see, my white material is touching the floor. Any conference table you want to decorate, the tip of the material must touch, not falling, not drop like that. It must touch. You can see the breeze is blowing it in and out. It must just a touch on the floor. This way, you just insert it. Like the hair. Let me remind you, I pin. I come to the edge, I pin. I come to the center. This way, I pin to the back. So now I have a straight and plain white background. Now I want to lay my sequence fabric on the white background. Erase it off. Don't forget, you only need the tip to touch the floor. So because I'm using a thumb tag, it pulled up here, I can easily still use it as my pin to pin the sequence and the white together. This way. I have it here. Same thing at the back. As you can see, my conference table is ready. So now I'm coming to the head. I have some leftovers here. I don't want them falling on the floor to avoid any falling of anybody coming to the back of the stage. So I can just as well hold it this way. I'm taking it to the back. This way. And I'll pin it here. Hope you get where I pick it. Let me try it again. Same thing this way, just like this. This is how it falls down. Just measure this way, then you pick it down. Like this. It's as if you just lay it as if a table stick continue on this side. This way. You hold it this way, then it will fall on this side. Then you make it like a triangular shape. Then you pin it at the back. So, the same process, you pick it, the same way, this way. You do it as if there's a table, there's a continuous table, then you pick it to the back. Those are the finishing of your conference table. As you can see, it has an hand, and it's this way. It goes to the hand. So every sitting arrangement comes in this way, from here to this side, then to the other side. That's what we call a conference table decoration. And I can actually leave my conference table decoration this way, but at the same time, I can set up some flowers on it to make the work perfect. It depends on you. At the same time, you know, being a conference table, you must not put a too tall, like I said, a flower vase is different from a centerpiece. A flower vase is just an ordinary flower vase. But when you insert some flowers into them, it's no longer called a flower vase, it's called a centerpiece. It's called a centerpiece. So you don't make the mistake when maybe you heard it somewhere. So say, get me a centerpiece. No, what is centerpiece? So don't be confused. When it's not, when it has no flowers in it, it's a flower vase. I want to buy a flower vase. You can't go to the market and say I want to buy a centerpiece. They will just look at that. So this one is called a flower vase. But when a flower is set into it, it's no longer a flower vase. It's called a centerpiece. Now, it's in two ways. I have my flowers, like I said the other time, we have two major types of flowers, artificial and natural. You can as well put your natural flowers on this table, depending on the environment you find yourself. And at the same time, the most acceptable one is the artificial flowers. Everywhere you can go, you can get your artificial flowers. Now, I want to do two major ways you can set flowers on your conference table. One, I can set up flowers on this conference table. When you bring, these are single bouquet flowers. These are how it comes from the manufacturers. It comes this way, it comes singles. Let me have the whole flowers. It becomes singles this way. Then, when you bring them together, then it's called a bouquet flower. Bringing them together, that's another course on its own. It's called flower setting, flower setups. So this way, I'm bringing two different colors together, as we have on our decoration, purple, white, and lilac. So I'm bringing all the colors except from the pink ones, the pink flowers, these ones. Now, I want to make a bouquet flower. I'm bringing my lilac, my purple, my lilac, and my cream, and my white together. This way. It's very simple to make your flower arrangement. Just go to the market, buy your flowers, different colors. Then, just simply, this way, bring it together. They are forming. We have purple. Bring your cream to the other side. Don't mind this one coming up, this one coming up. We pull them down because it's from the manufacturer. Now, I'm bringing the lilac. I'm bringing the white mixed with cream. And I'm bringing the other white to the other side. Now, this is what we have as our bouquet flower. Now I can still set another one this way to make it a perfect combination. Now, bringing all this together is now called a bouquet flower. Bouquet, as in it comes in banquet. Instead of banquet, we call it, just to make it faster, bouquet flower. So all this coming up, this is a bouquet flower. Like this, all these bridal bouquet flowers, they go to the wedding, the flowers, the bouquet, the bride carries and that. So this is how to pick them. That's another course. That's another advantage for you. You can just, the picking of flowers, bringing them together. This is what they sell in the market for brides. In the market, just make a tie on it, tie everything together, give it to your sister for her wedding ceremony. She goes to the church with it. So that's just it. So, but now we're using that a centerpiece for an event. Now I can just insert it. This lilac is coming up. I don't like it. You just push it in a little bit. It will stay. You push this one in a little bit. It must stay. Then you push over all those ones that are coming up unnecessarily. You don't need to cut. Just push them down. If they are not going down, just get his own stem. Just push it down. It must go down because you bend it this way. Just bend it. Look for it. Gently look for it. Then bend it a little. It will go back to the normal level so that it will line with every other ones.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, what is the purpose of the white background? What is it doing there?
Okay.
Is it not to make this one to be transparent? Or
Yes.
What is the purpose? Then the second question is it not possible to make a design with that white background in the frontage here? Is it not possible to make a design there?
Yes. The number one question, a white background. Yes, the essence of the white background is because of the texture and nature of the sequence material I'm using. It's transparent.
Okay.
So even if there will be anything that will be transparent on my table, it shouldn't be my guest's legs or shoes that will be transparent when they are seated behind the table. So, and the other question,
is it not possible to
have a design stuff on my table? Yes, it's very possible, depending on the kind of material you are using. If you are using a plain material, something like this, a void material, as my decoration on my table, it's possible, there's every possible for us to have a design, something like this, of this nature, at the center. Just make a balance this way, then you pin it up, just something like this.
Okay.
It's very nice. But because I'm using a sequence, a design material already, so any design you are bringing on it will make it to be too busy to make it will make your work over. This work is fine, but it's too. It will look at when you look at it from afar, it will make it too busy. That's why you just need to make it plain. But if I'm using a plain material to design this table, I can as well do something of this nature. Instead of picking it at the center, I can have a one-sided bowl this way. This is a design on its own. Then I have my white background, and at the same time, I can pick it this way. Then I leave it. And at the same time, this is called a drape pickup. A drape pickup, but it's not needed because I'm using a sequence material which already has a design on it and which is already busy on its own. So I may not need any other design on it.
Then the third question,
Yes.
is it not possible to arrange those flowers in with the same color, same hand, with the same family? That is white one side, then cream on one side, without mixing them up,
Yes,
and we still make up the banquet.
sure. You can have the same colors separately. But the reason I'm bringing all the three colors together is because I want it to blend with my decoration. You know, I'm bringing three colors together. So I have to bring my bouquets together. So that everything will blend all together. You don't just say because I have a white background, all true. There's no design on it. I can as well have my separate colors of bouquets or flowers on my table separately. But for the fact that I've already done a intersecting waterfall, so everything must blend in together. For example, if this was to be for an event, maybe the bride family pick the lilac and the groom family pick the purple, then you have intersected all the colors in between together. It speaks a professional look and thought into the guest that comes around that these people are united. That is bringing both families together to unite and enjoy and celebrate the wedding together. That is the reason. But in this sense, this is a conference setup. We just want to bring everybody, okay. Majorly conference don't have a particular color. But at the same time, if police are having a conference, so we expect them to use, the colors to be used will be the school color. If Ogun State they are having a conference, the color to be used for the decoration will be the Ogun State color. If Lagos State they are having a conference, that is depending on if Zenith Bank is having a conference, I cannot use this kind of color. If Wema Bank is having a conference, this is the color. You go with this and everything will be perfect. So you need to know all these organizations, companies, states, individuals' colors, so that you know what they are doing. You know what they will know. You know what you are doing for real. And at the same time, the reason for a white background, like I said the other time, any decoration you want to do, you must have a background first. But to make a perfect and nice and easy work, just try yourself to get a plain white or cream background all through. It makes your work very much easier and perfect. So now, coming back to our bouquet setup. Now, I've picked all my bouquets together, well set, curved, finishing. This way, you don't need to make it too tight, make them relax. Then, into your flower vase, this way. Bring them together, then put them inside the flower vase, just like that. Your bouquet flower is ready. Now, I'm making for the second flower vase. You bring your flowers together this way, just bring them together, bring them together, bring them together. You can see out of and scallopy, something comes. You don't need to be scared, just push them down, push them down, push them down. This way. So you push them down. Don't forget, you can make your bouquet flowers anywhere anywhere you want to go, anywhere you find yourself, you can make your bouquet flowers. This way, just push them down. The ones coming up unwanted, push them down this way, just like this. Now you can see it now forms a falling and a curved shape bouquet this way. Then into the second flower vase. So here we are with our centerpiece for our conference table setup. Don't forget, you just make your seating arrangements only at the back, nothing in the front than the seat of the guest or everyone in the conference arena. So now we have our table set up already. This way, maybe some other time we go into the other design of table arrangement. This is number one. This is one way to set up your bouquet flower. The other way around, I said the other time, is just for us to bring all your flowers. I separate them this way. Then I arrange them. I'm bringing them together. Arrangement. That's called flowers arrangement. Flowers arrangement. You can set up your flowers this way. This is another way to do your flowers arrangement. Or two of them will not be taller than the before you decide on what decoration you want to embark upon. You need to know what setup it is, what event is coming up, who are those that will be seated on the podium to avoid distractions. You know, when somebody is seated behind all these ones, everybody will be seen. But at the same time, if you're using the flower vase, we have the flower vase of different sizes, different height, different shape and everything. But at the same time, any one you want to use must be picked in accordance with the event you are decorating for, so that it won't go contrary. In your own mind, you might think you have done a very beautiful decoration. At the same time, you'll be surprised, you just somebody picking your flower vases, putting it on the floor because it's not needed or because it's blocking the view of the guest. So you have to be very much conscious of what you're doing and let everybody know you know what you are doing as an event decorator. Thank you. Next class, we go for another. The major one, trending decoration now, is balloon decoration. Very interesting class. You will not like to miss. Thank you. So now, what to do? So, like we said, we are through with this. So if you have any question, you can just ask your question.
Okay. Why is it that the fabrics normally this dropping? Why are you dropping it?
Okay. The droppings on this material, on this background, is just your normal way of decoration, of thinking. Like I said the other time, you can just decide to make a sketch. I can just get a pen and a piece of paper, just make a sketch. A U shape, a U shape, a U shape, then another U intersecting the former U. Just to make it, the major reason for this is just for us to have a background. I want to have a background, that's why I did this design. So I can decide to do another design, but this is the design I just choose to do for now. So at the same time, This is a waterfall, like I said, intersecting waterfall. I can say that I can remove this one, pull it out, then it will still form a design. I count 1, 2. I pull this one also to form another design, still to make a background.
Okay, why is it that you not?
Okay.
You use what do you use for joining the two fabrics together?
Okay, we use your thumbtack. There are many things you can use. You can use a giant stapler, 1. You can use a thumbtack, 2. You can use an office pin, 3. You can use a thumb pin. Thumb pin and thumbtack, they are different. You can use anything that will make it stick to the wood. What you need is a wooden frame. Once you have a wooden frame, you can insert any iron or pin into the wood, passing through the fabric into the wood to make it stay for some period of time that I'm going to use it.
You see, can you explain on the dangling?
Okay.
The dangling, and we have some other things that we have that about draping.
Okay. Okay. The dangling and the draping aspect of decoration is not here for real. The draping aspect is just making a U-shaped drop and making a balance in between. Something of this nature. When you say drape,
Yeah.
a drape, you are making a drape, just something of this nature. That is, it will make a U shape. Then it will have a valance. These are things we call valance.
Okay.
They push out, these push outs, they are called valance in drapes. Once you are making a drape, there must be a valance in your drape. That's it.
Can you explain other types of backdrop design?
We have many and uncountable backdrop designs. Like I said, this is 1 out of thousands. This waterfall backdrop design. We can have a plain backdrop design. We can have a push out. You can have all together backdrop design. That is, you bring all your fabrics together, then you push them out. You bring the two, like you have two, as we have 2 colors, you bring the purple and lilac together, you nail them at the center, then you push out. That is, you push them, it's called push out design. And we also have another design, like we said, the drape design. It does drape from one end to the other end. And we also have the 2-in-1 drape. And we have the intersecting drape design. We have another many designs you can do on your fabric. You have the star designs, you have the K design, we have the U design, we have the W design, depending on what you are embarking, the kind of event you are embarking upon.
Excuse me, is there any special fabric being commonly used for ceiling decoration?
The major material used for ceiling decoration is called voile material. This is material, voile, V-O-I-L. Okay. Voile material is used for ceiling. Like, for example, I want to cover this. I don't want to see the fan, the bulb, the ceiling, the roof. I don't want to see anything. I'll just cover the whole of this place. Mind you, with the help of a frame. There must be a frame from one end to the other end to make your work easier and perfect. So I pin to this side, take to the other side, return another fabric to the other side. So with pleating, everything will see whole. Then the ceiling is covered.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are making a pool bowls. We are making bowls. And we are using net material. You can use any material for your pool bowls. Any material of your choice. You can use voile material. You can use China materials. You can use any material, but any design, any material you want to use, any material goes for your pool bowls. Anything you want to use. Now I'm using a net material for my pool bowls. I have purple, deep purple, I have light purple, and I have my lilac with me. But I want to use this deep purple alone, and I will combine the 2 colors together, the purple and lilac together. At the same time, I can combine the 3 colors together, and at the same time I can make it single colors to make my pool bowls. Now, this is the way to make your pool bowls. You pick the head. This is the head. This is the head. You make a picking this way. You make a picking. You don't just gather your head. You you pick the head, you pick it this way. You pick your head this way. Then you'll be using a scissors and a ribbon. Any color ribbon you are of your choice. Now, this is what you're going to do. You pick the edge this way, down, facing down, then you pick the middle. Do you get it? This way, you pick the edge, the starting point, then you pick the middle. Just like this. Then you allow it to go down. You pick it at the middle again. You go up, you pick it at the center, then you make it go down. You pick it again. Make sure they are of the same length, both up and down. You pick it up again to the down, to the up, to the down, to the up. Pick it at the center, to the down and up. You pick it at the center, to the down and up. Pick it at the center again, to the down, middle, center, then downward. You can try it with any material you can lay hands upon. So I've gotten to the end of the material. So I pick it back. Because the head of the material was made invisible. So this is what we have. This is what we have. This is what we have. Then I cut out my ribbon, just like this. Just a legible measurement. Then I tie to the middle, at the middle, this way. Be careful so that it doesn't loose. You tie at the center. Tie it very well to avoid losing. The second tie, this way. Now, your pull bowl is about, so the pulling aspect of it, now is just a normal net. This way. Now, the pull, what makes it a pull ribbon, a pull bowl. Now, I have to start pulling out the net from one end to the other. I must get to the edge of the net. Firstly, you pick the edge, then you start pulling it out. That is a pulling aspect of it. That is a pull ribbon, pull bowl. Now I'm pulling it out, as you can see, pulling it out from one end to the other, pull it out from one end to the other, pull it out from one end to the other. As you can see, it's forming out. Your picking must not be longer than each other, so that it will give us a round, curved end at the top. As you can see, gently pull everything. Don't leave any stone unturned. You must pull everything out. You must not have a together net this way. As you can see, it's forming out. As you can see, our pull bowl is ready. So this is what we call pull bowl. You tie it to the back, so you pull it down this way. This is our pull bowl. As you can see, it forms out. It forms a curved end from the end to the side, from one side to the other end. It forms. As you can see. So, this is what we call a pull bowl. can fix it to your material, to your decoration, at the edge, or at the center, or anywhere. At the same time, like this. So since I'm using a wooden table, I can fix it on my table. This is my pool bowl. So that's our pool bowl. And now I said I can bring 2 or more colors together. Yes. Now let's see how it goes to bringing 2 colors together. I'm bringing my purple and lilac together. Don't forget, we pick the edge, the starting point. Pick the edge this way. Then, same way, there's another method you can use in making your bowl, your pool bowls. I can decide to do it this way. Instead of it going down, I can make this place as my end. So I'm making it in another way around, this way, just to pick it at the bottom. Can you see? So this way. So it depends on which one will work for you. But the major thing is to make it blind. This way, as you can see. So the bottom is just the bottom. Mix it to have a sitting form, just like this. Make it go up and down, up and down. So at the same time, I can leave this as a tail. I want this one to have a tail. This is a tail. You have a leftover. Use it as a tail. So I make a cutout, my seam ribbon this way. I tie, the other one you tie at the middle, but this one I tie to the bottom. Tie it very well. The second time. So this way. Now I have my bowl this way. That's it. That's how it is. Don't forget, this is having a tail. This is the tail. So I'm pulling it out from one end to the other. Let's start from the edge. Out. Pulling it out. Pulling it out. You pull it out very well. Like I said the other time, you don't leave any stone unturned. Everything must be pulled out so that you have a perfect result at the end. So this way, this way, your pool bowl is ready. So this is what you have. Then it's a tail. This is what you have with a tail. Unlike like the other one, it has no tail. This is a plain pool bowl. This one is another method of making your pool bowl. At the same time, I can decide to put it at the head of my table. So that is the pool bowl. That's another method of pool bowl. This is one. This is another one to make your event or your table, anything, your edges perfectly fine and nice. A nice finishing, as you can see. Yeah. Draw. It's very simple and very nice to do at every point in time. Anytime you just feel like decorating your environment or your sitting room, just for maybe for a festive period, just get a ribbon, a paper ribbon. Don't forget. Like I said the other time, we have different types of ribbon. Paper ribbon, we have the cloth ribbon, and we have the synthetic. The synthetic is like a nylon tie, not in between a paper and cloth ribbon. So this is a paper ribbon. The reason it's called a cloth ribbon